Alright everyone, welcome back. This is another episode of Minecraft Breakout, version 1.12.2, and as you can see, I did get the reinforced obsidian ingots between the episodes to make our obsidian pick, and that allows us to also complete the quest here for it. And that also opened up the Crossroads quest line, which, if I get a stack of polished diorite here, will allow me to actually not only get some more room, but it'll allow me to start some new mods, like Ender.io here. If we go here, I believe this is Botania here. This one is actually additions in there, and behind here is thermal dynamics. There we go. Could not remember what it was for a second there. But all of these will have their own rooms, and with that Crossroads quest, what it does is it gives me a pick of choice. That will allow me, that is the only pick that allows you to break this borosilicate glass, which is blocking all four entrances. Now, there is kind of a cheeky little way to get around it that I will show you in a second here, but it's not how it's meant to be done. However, if you are doing a speed run, it's probably the best thing to do in this case. So as we see here, I got the pick of choice, and now we could start any of these four directions, as well as work on getting some other quests done. And you can also see that by getting a item out of each room, depending on the room, you can complete a quest that coincides with the chapter over here on the left hand side. We'll go ahead and just do top bottom, start with thermal, which is over in this room. And like I told you, there is a way to cheese it. I'm not going to do it in this one. I'm going to do it the way it's meant to be, but I will still show everyone how it can be done. And all you do is come here. You'll need 2 ender pearls, actually 3 ender pearls, 1 to get in, 1 to get out, and then 1 to get into another room. What you would do is you throw your ender pearl in here after breaking 1 piece of glass, and as long as you have at least 2 here, you can get in, get out. In here, I'm just going to show you because I'm not actually going to do it. There are levers here, and that is in the corner of all 4 rooms in the cardinal directions. What those do is there are sticky pistons here and some red alloy wire, or not red alloy wire, Ender.io's redstone conduits. That is connected up there and up there to some sticky pistons here that opens up and puts this black concrete to the side. That way you can go in here, and behind the black concrete there is some skystone that you can actually mine through with the obsidian pick. That allows you to create a corridor going all the way around. So this does eventually circle around and connect. However, because I am going to do it legit without any of the sneaky stuff, we are just going to go ahead and build a room and break these 2. You will not get another pick of choice until you complete a quest that has not opened up, since we're doing thermal expansion, it will be right here. That will give you another pick of choice, in which case you can then go and break another room. I recommend doing one either of these sides. Which way? Let's see. So we chose north, which is thermal expansion. I would recommend either the east or west for Ender IO and actual additions, respectively. That way you can have a little more room by going in between the corridors here and digging out all the skystone, because there's quite a bit here and it opens up quite a bit of room and allows for some better automations to occur because you have more room. But we will go ahead and start the thermal expansion line. As you see, it gives you a hardened upgrade kit, which you need to make a tin gear and a copper gear. So let's go ahead and get some tin and copper. And I know that you need 4 of each. So while we do that, I'll go ahead and apply the hardened upgrade kit, which is needed to be able to put the gear die in the compactor. Because without that hardened upgrade kit, the augmentation tab here is completely empty. There's nothing in it. So that you can't do anything until you do that hardened upgrade, which eventually, and it's actually nice that I still have this up, where's it? Right here. They're very easy to make. It is just 4 Invar, which we learned last episode was just smelting Invar blend, which is 2 iron and a nickel in a quartz grindstone to get the dust, combine the dust, all that. There is, in thermal, an easier way to make it, and that's with an induction smelter, which I will be kind of trying to get as fast as possible. You don't have to do the dust at that point. You can just put the ingots in directly and boom. But you will also need a bronze gear as well, which is made the same way as the copper and tin. You put 4 in the compactor with a gear working die and it gives you a gear. But bronze, as anyone who's ever done anything with metallurgy or playing any games that have alloys in it, it's 3 copper and 1 tin makes the bronze blend, and that allows you to get the bronze ingots. So we are going to go ahead, because that's done. That will take a while, so I will see about adding a little more power here. As you can see, I did make an auto hammer as well between episodes, just to kind of make putting cobblestone in here, cobblestone, and breaking it a little faster, turning it into stuff. Still have this going up to about 14.5 buckets now. This has just been going, haven't done too much extra other than that, and turning a lot of gravel into ores. So let's go ahead, take this, and if I'm correct, this should retain. I can't remember if it does. Should retain all of its energy. It does, good. So that will automatically drain into here, allowing for this to have power. And what I'm going to do, because you can configure how to push-pull items, I am going to set the bottom currently to auto output. And then, actually no, I'm going to change that to the right side of it. Right click to go 1 over, and left click to go back. So we'll do that, break that, and as you can see, it automatically put it in there. Let's complete this quest. There we go. What you want me to make next? Once a pulverizer and redstone furnace. Alright, let's go over here. sort away that junk. Put that there. As you can see, to try and get some other materials, I made some solid survival strainers. Let's put this in there, because that'll go with that. Yep, okay. Now, let's take a look at the furnace. So 2 brick blocks, which is just clay. That requires flint, piston, redstone. I'll need to make more copper gears. I need to get gold for the redstone reception coils. Okay, so that should be everything out of that. Need the 2 flint for the pulverizers. Need 2 machine frames, which needs 1 more tin gear. That. And how much copper I need? 8, 12 copper should be good. Split that up, and we'll go ahead and yeah, we'll go ahead and do this to get as much as I can out of the gold. Because for now, we are going to try to maximize what little materials we have. There we go, get a 6. Put that back in there for safekeeping. Redstone here. I'll need 5. Yeah, 6 actually. Let's go ahead and make what all I can. Do I have glass? I don't think I have glass. I don't have glass. Okay. Time to make some. While that's cooking. Need 8 glass, I need more. Am I going to have enough power? I think I'm just barely going to have enough power for this. There we go. That. I'll go ahead and store that gravel in there for now. That's all good. And we just wait for the glass. And I hope I have enough iron. Helps also if I smelt the clay to turn that to bricks. So yeah, just waiting on the bricks now. Now we can also, while I wait on the clay to turn to bricks, we can take a look at what kind of power gen thermal has, which probably the easiest one to really automate at this moment would be the magmatic dynamo, which if we take a look here, and if you're ever looking in JEI, type and you want to get a specific item from a mod, type in at the beginning of the mod name, space, and then the beginning of the item name, and that'll bring up everything that has whatever you've typed in. So mag type in magma, you get the magma crucible, magma dynamo, floor, all that stuff. If you type in cryo, that'll give you everything with cryo in it. But we want the magmatic dynamo, which requires some silver and some invar. So that's really all it is, just silver and invar. Okay. That will be easier to make now that we have the pulverizer in the redstone furnace. So we'll go ahead and place that here and that there. Mainly the pulverizer is what's going to be making this the easier part. I need some silver here, and is that all the iron I have? Okay, yeah, I'm going to need to turn some gravel into iron. And let's see, nickel here. Alright. Let's go ahead and shift left click the center to clear all sides from doing any sort of configuration. And let's go ahead and put the nickel in there while we wait for that so that we can get some more of that going. Let's eat. Okay, I knew I still had some somewhere. We'll put that there for now. Sort that up. And because I don't care too much about saving the silver, I'll go ahead and just put that straight in there. Just need 2 iron. Yeah, I should have enough for that. Well, actually, I might not, now that I think about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some gravel, and I will come back once I have that and get the invar made. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I do have the invar. I'm just pulverizing a little bit more iron. Let's go ahead and I'll wait for that, turn that into the gear. I did rearrange some things. I brought my lava production, cobblestone in here, brought this, which I think I already did that before cuts, I can't remember. I also opened this up quite a bit, as you'll see here. Expanded the farm a little bit, not too much. I've got some dirt in those barrels making, but you'll see this little block right here. It's called a growth crystal from Tiny Progressions. This was in place of the water down there. You can kind of see the little blue. Once I dug down the polished diorite, right in the center, where it is basically just 1 block down, was the growth crystal. And what it does is it will check 2 blocks above and below in a 9x9 area and speed up crop growth. Now, personally, I do not see much of a difference when using it. But there are actually 2 other tiers. It even says slow growth there, because it's quite slow with it. Still, it's almost exactly the same in my opinion. But you can also take that up to a growth crystal tier 2, which speeds up crop growth, checks 5 above or below, and can be put in place of a water source. So I could put it 1 block down here and all these would get water. There's also the tier 3, which is the fastest growth, and everything's the same, except it's even faster growth and 10 up and down. So if I wanted to place it here and then put several layers for 10 blocks up, I could do that. I'm not going to. I shouldn't ever need any more than just this once I get the dirt for it. Now there is a, looked like chiseled nether rack, or nether brick, I think. Yeah, there is this. No, that's the metamorphic. Is that it? No, I'm just going to break this and take a look at it. Yeah, chiseled metamorphic. As you can see at the top there, harvest level improbable, not impossible. So that means that there is a layer beneath here that we can get into and open up even more room. We'll go ahead and leave how much room that is up until I get the material needed, which, once I get up here, would be the Palest Crystal Pickaxe from Actually Additions, which is just made with 3 Palest Crystal, made by putting lapis in front of a atomic reconstructor, which is real cheap, easy, not too hard. The Mana Steel and Terra Steel pickaxes. The Mana Steel will be much easier than the Terra, because you have to get very, very far, and I'd say about 70% of the way through Botania to be getting the Terra stuff. Mana Steel, it's like almost immediate, but still a little more infrastructure than with like Actually Additions here. And then there's also the Thermal Foundation Steel Pickaxe, which I don't think I'm going to do. It just requires some coal, or pulverized coal. Actually, it looks like just pulverized coal. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, pulverized coal and iron in an induction smelter, which I'm almost able to now, but I'm just going to hold off until we actually do the Actually Additions and make the Palest Pickaxe, because to me that's a little more cost effective. It just requires 3 lapis and some power. Press a button and you've got it. It's really easy, really simple. So we'll hold off on that, but since I got sidetracked there very easily, what else is needed for this? I'll go to a 3x3. I just need 2 iron and the redstone. Once I get this iron, I should be able to make it. And there we go, we have magmatic dynamo, which is nice because I was hoping it'd give me what I actually this does. So we'll go ahead and get the automation kit 6, and that will keep me from having to make some leadstone, leadstone flux ducts, which are, they're not hard. It's just 6 redstone, a glass, and 2 lead gives you 6. But these are what thermal uses to move power around. So I am going to rearrange a couple things here real quick. So give me that, give me that. Give me fuel, give me fire. I did not mean to do that, but that's fine, I'll take it. And that right there is all you need to do to start making power with the magmatic dynamo. You just place it down and feed lava into it. There's nothing else needed for it. Now I did put the hardened upgrade on it. That will, which one will that be for? That will be for the auxiliary transmission coil here. That will just allow me to go up from 80 as the maximum power generation to 120. Now you'll see what thermal dynamic dynamos do. They will actually throttle themselves so that you're not completely wasting energy or wasting fuel. It'll still use some, but as this buffer here fills up, it will slow down almost to a complete crawl, like 1 RF per tick. That way, you're not wasting fuel just indefinitely. So let's take that, place that down, and how do I want to do this? Actually, I think we'll do it like so. Furnace, pulverizer, compactor. That way I can keep that there. We'll take the auto hammer and place it up here. Put that back in there. Go ahead and grab a stack and send that there. I don't need the quartz grindstone anymore, so I'm actually just going to throw it in the fire. I said I'm going to throw it in the fire. There we go. I will... I'll place you there. You're not going to really be doing much, but I'll place it anyway. That should be good. I've got this automatically doing that. What I will need is to get some item ducts. And we're just going to go with the opaque. Need 2 tin and a lead to get 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll have enough. There's 2 lead, or 2 tin and a lead. Now this right here is where thermal really shines, as you can set it to automatically output items straight into the next machine. So pulverizer to double your ores, furnace to smelt it into the ingots. Makes it very easy to do some pretty compact designs with just thermal, which we will be doing that later on whenever I want to make a little cobbleworks. That way I always have gravel, sand, dust, cobblestone on demand. But right now we will hold off on that. I did not mean to do shift. Did I just lose that in fire? I think I did. I did. Okay. Oh, that's okay. No, I didn't. There it is. Now you'll see right here is a retriever, and this is a reinforced retriever made with electrum, and electrum is kind of the third tier for things in thermodynamics. Obviously base is tier 1 or tier 0, whichever you want to call it. Then hardened is the next tier. Then it goes reinforced, signalum, which I was given a signalum upgrade kit. Then resonant is the top, and that requires enderium, which requires enderium blend, which if I had just a little bit more endstone production, I could do that now, because that just needs, platinum, pulverize the platinum. If I had the endstone, that would allow me to get the ender pearls, which I would then put in a magma crucible and all that. But we'll go ahead and finish today's episode off by using the reinforced retriever to automatically pull from this drawer and push it into here. Did I do that wrong? No. Okay, it's just a little slower than I thought because the opaque item ducts. But the retrievers pull from inventories to push them into the inventory that you attach them closest to, whereas servos push out of the inventory. So retriever, you're pulling it from somewhere. Servo, you're serving it to something. easy way to remember that. And as you could also see, the leadstone flux ducts do not need any servos in order to pull power from the dynamo or anything that generates power. You can't really tell right now because these are all full because they're not being used. But that will go ahead and wrap it up for today's episode. I will go ahead and, I'm sure this is probably pissing some people off at the bottom here, I will get some food between episodes, kind of work my farm a little bit, expand it, and I will also get some of the things necessary in order to get the tree farm back in a little more compact of a way. So look forward to that. I will go ahead and see you all in the next one, so go ahead and like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you later.